Hello my friends, are you ready to defeat that defeatist attitude? Well, stay tuned because I've got a couple of tips that'll help you kick your attitude up into high gear so that you can accomplish more of what you want in life. Hello my friends, welcome to The Simple Sober Life. I am Joshua and I help others make small changes in their life so that they can create a life of awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't yet done so, please make sure to subscribe so you get notified each time I create a video. It's Friday, I'm super excited. No payday today, but it's Friday. And you know, this week has just been dragging by. It's been a long week, and it seems like they're getting longer and longer, and the weekends are getting shorter and shorter. It might have something to do with the weather. It's raining out, it's cold. There was a freeze warning that was kind of lifted for around here. It kind of went north, but it is cold. So I'm so glad to be warm at home, and I've taken a hot shower. I probably should have shaved today. I was looking in the mirror and I was debating on that, and I'm like, whatever. It's Friday, I'm gonna sit and relax. But now I wish I had, because I look kind of homeless. But I was at work all week, of course. And the topic of today is defeating that defeatist attitude. And what kind of sparked this topic was I was talking to a coworker, and he was telling me about a little bit about his life situation. And you know, he has manager experience, and you know, he's always kind of done white collar jobs and things like that, which I can definitely relate to. And now he's working in a blue collar job, having to work with his hands, do manual labor and things like that. And he was just really down on himself, and he was dogging himself over and over again. And so I kind of poked and prodded a little bit about why he doesn't, go out and, get a job that he would much rather have. And it turns out he has a felony on his record. Well, we all know that jobs aren't supposed to, disqualify you that, or at least they say they don't necessarily disqualify you for that, but I don't know. It's up for speculation, I'm sure. But and so he's applied to a bunch of different places, and no one is hiring him, and he is certain that it's because of this, because he has told the truth on some applications and he's told lies on some applications. Which, as I'm saying that. Oh, he said that, once the background check hits, then they're like, never mind, no thank you. And so, I was offering him, some suggestions and things like that, try to boost his attitude. And every time I would come in with something positive, some way to look at it, or maybe a solution, going to the courts, maybe appealing to a judge to have it expunged from his record, something like that. He would come back with, no, that won't work. No, that won't work. No, that won't work. I guess I'm just going to have to do blue collar work for the rest of my life. Well, if that's the attitude you're going to have, then that's exactly where you're going to end up. Not that there's anything wrong with blue-collar work, but if you don't want to do that sort of thing, if that's not where your skill set lies, if that's not where your passion lies, then yeah, it can definitely be a drain to come in every day. And this guy comes in a drain every single day. There's always something wrong with life, or wrong with work, or he's tired, or he's got this issue or that issue. And so it's just bam, 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 defeat, defeat, defeat. And it's like that all the time. And I can absolutely relate to this type of attitude. I think we all can at some point in our life. We all kind of get down once in a while and just feel like nothing is going right. We work so hard and we're just not making the progress that we want to make. I can relate over and over and over again. And especially when I was drinking. I would drink, and that's when that negative attitude, that defeatist attitude would just hang over me like a miserable cloud all the time. Everything was terrible. So, I'm happy to say I don't necessarily have, I always get in those funks once in a while, but I'm quickly able to get out of them by doing a couple of things, and I'm going to share those with you. So one of the things that I do is I actually analyze what it is that is putting me in that mood. Is it the job that I'm doing? Am I not feeling fulfilled? Do I feel like I'm not bringing any value to the world? Is it, my weight? Am I looking in the mirror and, just feeling unattractive and unhealthy and just like a blob? What exactly in my life is causing me to have this defeatist attitude? When I was drinking, it was pretty much everything. It was my job, it was my weight, it was my money situation, it was my relationship situation, it was everything. And so, I had to analyze then what was the common factor. Well, obviously, drinking was the common factor in that period of my life. Now, drinking's not an issue, but I still get in those funks. And so I have to sit down and analyze exactly what it is that's putting me in the funk. Now, fortunately, recently, I haven't been in too much of a funk. I've had a little bit of stress trying to do so many different things at once. And so I had to kind of analyze that because things weren't moving forward, but as quickly as I would like. But so I had to analyze exactly what was going on, and then I had to prioritize my my wants in my life, what I wanted to do, and then start creating a schedule. So one thing that works 100% of the time is analyzing what it is that is making you have that defeatist attitude. So once you can pinpoint the 1, 2, 3 things that are going wrong, are causing you to have that attitude, then you can create a plan to actually start working on them. One of the things that was getting me down and really mad about myself with was my weight. So I made a plan to start meal prepping, or shopping and meal prepping, and then taking my breakfast and my lunch to work. Low carb solutions. And over time, it's a couple of months later, I've dropped nearly 40 pounds, which I'm really happy about. And so making that plan, financially, I wasn't happy. And so I started to make a plan, check my bank account, and start putting away money every single paycheck so that financial situation could be resolved. Relationships. I've destroyed a bunch of different relationships. I didn't even have any relationships, friends, family, anything. But, once I started reaching out, they started reaching back to me. And, we've really formed strong bonds with the people that I've been friends with for years. And I'm starting to form new friendships. I'm putting myself out there, and I'm, talking to a bunch of different people. Not a bunch. A couple of different people online, we're having great conversations, and, I'm starting to talk to people on the phone, and, who knows, maybe we'll meet up one day, I don't know. But it's nice to have that connection, those relationships. And so that problem started to alleviate itself. Now, what is the most important and what's the most important thing you could possibly do to help get yourself out of that defeatist attitude? Action. Do something about it. it's not gonna help you, it's not gonna help me, it's not gonna help anyone by just sitting on the sofa, pouring down a bottle of vodka, eating some chips and crackers and cakes and cookies, and feeling bad about yourself. It's not going to do anything. You can't make change simply by thinking. And believe me, I used to sit all day long and think about how I could solve all my problems. But nothing got done until I actually took action and started doing something about it. Sorry, that was a little bit of a rant, but it just makes sense. And we all know this. And the cool thing is, you don't have to change everything at once. You don't have to go through this monumental revolution to make yourself start feeling better and to get yourself out of that defeatist attitude. Small changes have a huge impact on, how you feel about yourself, how you look at the world. Simply getting up and making your bed can give you a sense of accomplishment and feel like you're actually doing something to improve your life. It's incredible. For the first couple of months that I've lived with Katie, beg your pardon, I actually got up and I made my bed. I never really did that in my life. I didn't care. It didn't matter. I was just gonna get back into it at the end of the night anyway. What does it matter? And, it actually felt good to when I came into the room and that bed was nice and neatly made. It made me feel like I actually did something that day, that I was actually taking steps forward. And that is something so stupid. It's something so minute and so trivial. I mean, no one really cares if you make your bed unless you're married or you're living with someone who is a fanatic about, everything has to be here and there and blah, blah, blah. But something as simple as making your bed can make you feel so much better. So the changes, the action that we actually get into doesn't have to be something crazy. It's absolutely incredible. When I wanted to lose weight, like I mentioned, I simply made a grocery list. I made a grocery list of, from a recipe. I found a recipe online. It was some sort of chicken dish for a low carb chicken dish. And, I just made the list. That's a step in the right direction. It kind of motivated me to take the next step to actually go out and get the groceries. Another huge step. And then to prep the food. So it just kind of started snowballing once I took that first step of making a grocery list. It's not that hard. And the last thing that I have found to help defeat that defeatist attitude, have some gratitude. I know that's probably the hardest thing to do when you're just in the dumps and you feel like nothing is going right and no one likes you and your boss isn't fair. I know. It's so hard to find something to be grateful for, but I guarantee there is something in your life that you need to be appreciative of. One thing I have found that has helped me is every single day, I go to work at 6 a.m. or I have to be at work at 6 a.m. And so about 7 o'clock, the sun starts coming up when it's sunny. But every single day about that time, I step outside for just like 30 seconds. I look at the horizon and I watch the sun come up, or the rainfall as it was today. And I thank whatever being might be out there for today. Thank you for today. And I take a big deep breath in. I appreciate the beauty of that sun coming up. And I'm grateful that I have this day. It's such an easy thing to be grateful for. And everyone who is alive can be grateful for at least that. If you have friends, family, loved ones, you have something to be grateful for. If you have a roof over your head, if you've got food, you've got something to be grateful for. And because you're trying to create an awesome life, or a life of awesome, as I like to say, you have so much more to be grateful for because you have the ability to change every aspect of your life and create that life of awesome. Have gratitude. These tips have helped me monumentally to defeat that defeatist attitude. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, my friends, please make sure to subscribe. Hit that bell when you subscribe so you get notified each time I create a video. And let me know down below by commenting. Do you have any other tips for defeating that defeatist attitude? Can you tell me a story about how you overcame an obstacle and now you have a new outlook on life? I would love to hear about your stories. All right, my friends, take care. Bye.